If it comes down to you and one other candidate for your actuarial dream job, then this one strategic story could be the difference between the interviewer choosing you versus the other person. Now, not every future actuary has this story already, and if you don't, then you need to get yourself in a position to have this story as soon as possible. So what is this story? Well, I call it your hidden strengths story. And basically, this is the story that you designed to strategically share with employers that you have the soft skills that they are looking for. By planning the story and sharing it with interviewers, you're going to subconsciously prove to them that you are a great fit for the position, even if they don't explicitly ask about these skills, which they often don't. There are 7 preferred soft skills that actuarial employers typically look for. So what are they? Analytical and problem-solving skills. This is proving that you have strong analytical abilities, critical thinking skills, and complex problem-solving skills. Adaptability. You're able to adapt to changing environments and learn new skills quickly. Relationship management. This is establishing and being able to maintain effective working relationships, teamwork, and collaboration skills. Organizational skills. This is your ability to manage multiple priorities, projects, and tasks, and often in a fast-paced environment with tight deadlines. Attention to detail. This is high attention to detail and accuracy in financial reports, other reports that you might do, and other work tasks. Professionalism. This is having good judgment and the ability to maintain confidentiality and high integrity in the work that you do. And forward focus. This is meaning that you are self-driven, you're motivated, you have leadership potential, high energy, internal motivation, maybe an entrepreneurial mindset, and a positive attitude. So how do you put this all into a story to tell the interviewer? Well, first you have to think of an experience you've had that really touches on as many of these soft skills as possible. Having at least 5 is good, but if you have an experience that contains all 7 soft skills, that is ideal. Next, write down which part of your experience specifically applies to each soft skill. Then combine it all together into one succinct story that takes 3 minutes or less to tell. I am going to share an example with you in a minute. Now, once you have your story, you have to go into every single interview, knowing that you absolutely must tell the interviewer this story. It doesn't matter how you get into it, but whether it comes up during the answer to a question that they've asked you or in the natural conversation that you're having, it doesn't matter. It just has to come up at some point. If it doesn't, then you risk the interviewer not knowing that you have these skills that they are looking for, but just not explicitly asking about. And that could be the difference between you getting the job and someone else. It might be easier to come up with your own story if you have an example. So here's what I could say during an interview. About 10 years ago, my dad started his own welding business, and I was so excited to be the bookkeeper and the admin assistant for this company. But I had never really been in a role like that before, so it was completely new to me. I'm always up for a challenge though, and I'm a very adaptable person, so I really took this on as a personal challenge, and it's something I absolutely loved doing. First off, I created an organizational system that would really allow us to keep all the digital files and paper documents in an organized way so we could easily find them. I also wanted to maintain a sense of professionalism within the business, so I created systems that would make sure that we paid bills on time and filed our taxes on time. On the bookkeeping side, attention to detail was something that was always really important, so I put lots of checks in place to make sure that all the numbers that were being entered into the accounting software were accurate. More recently, I've run into the problem where I just don't have as much time to dedicate to this role as I used to. So I've been doing some problem solving and trying to figure out how I could spend less time doing what I have been doing and more time doing projects that are ultimately going to be better for the business. So we're likely planning to hire someone in the near future and also take advantage of some of the AI technology that's out there now. Could I have made this more succinct? Yes, maybe I could have. But see how the story flows from beginning to end, and I mentioned certain hurdles that I ran into and how my soft skills helped me overcome those hurdles. You should try to do the same thing in your story. Now, once you have your story, you need to practice it. That way you won't forget any of the small details along the way. And you'll also be able to hopefully expand and retract certain areas depending on what you really think the interviewer is most interested in. Now, obviously, this one story is not going to get you an actuarial job on its own. There are lots of other things that are working really well right now, helping future actuaries get jobs. If you want to know what they are, then make sure you go watch this video next, where I discuss with successful future actuary Austin how he was able to break into the actuarial field earlier this year. It's an interview you will not want to miss.